everyone, what's up? It's Casey, and today I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks that I use for packing for Koda. We are going to be leaving for Disney in about 2 weeks, and Koda will be staying with a few family members. However, most of these tricks and tips can all be used whenever sending your dog to a boarding area, or also to stay at like a pet resort, or stuff like that. So yeah, let's get started. First and foremost, I am a huge advocate for pre-portioning out your dog's meals. So what I like to do is one meal equals one of these bags. It's easy for the person who's feeding your dog. It allows for them to just open up the bag, dump it, and toss it. That way you also know that your dog is receiving enough food, but not too much, and that way he stays at a healthy weight while you are gone, especially if you're going for an extended trip. That way he gets just the right amount of food that you're comfortable with. So this next tip is great when they're staying with another family member. Make sure that you take toys that your dog is familiar with and loves. You want your dog to be comfortable, especially for me, because Koda suffers from a small amount of separation anxiety, so we want to make sure that he is as comfortable as possible. So I definitely am very adamant about him having toys that he loves and is comfortable with and enjoys playing with on a consistent basis. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about are these collapsible bowls. So they start out practically using like no space at all. And all you do is you push down and they open up. I don't know what brand this is and or where I got it. However, I've seen them literally everywhere. I've seen them at Walmart, I've seen them at Target, I've seen them at pet supplies stores. I mean, across the board, these are everywhere, and I would definitely recommend getting something similar to these just because they are so easy to send with them, but also they're a lot easier to store as well because these are not his normal bowls that he uses on a consistent basis. These are strictly just travel size, but you know, the bigger, clunkier kind of bowls are a little bit too much space for me to store. So that's why I really enjoy these, because they're small, they allow for easy packing, and also they're super light as well, so it doesn't make the bag super heavy either. So the next tip that I have for you guys, and I feel like this is often forgotten when packing for your pets, but that is pet shampoo. Now this more or less applies to people who do not own pets themselves and would not have easy access to shampoo for your pup. You know, gonna be brief. Accidents happen. Sometimes your dog gets an upset stomach for being overexcited or overly worried, and sometimes traditional water wipes do not work, and sometimes they just require a bath. So that's why I like to add shampoo for the just in case times, just in case, you know, Koda might have an upset stomach, because he does suffer from separation anxiety and you just don't know. But that way it makes it easy for the people who are watching your pet to know that this is the shampoo that he uses. They don't have to go out and buy any for, you know, like emergency purposes. You give them one so that they have it on hand. That way while you're away from your pup, if he does get sick, they have a way to clean them. I wanted to talk about something that is essential when my dog is staying anywhere, whether it is a puppy resort or if it's with a friend or a family. I always add a booklet or a booklet of instructions as to who they can call, when they can call, Koda's schedule. So like, you know, Koda has his own little schedule of times that he goes to the bathroom, he eats, when his like extended play times are, list of tricks, because the people who are watching him love, you know, for him to do tricks for them. So that way they have the list available so they know what he knows and what he doesn't know. In their little packet here talks about the preferred vet where I would prefer for him to go in case of emergencies. However, there are vets near them, and I give them the number and address of the different vets that are near them, and also the 24/7 emergency room that we have in our area in case anything major happens. Another thing I like to add in my little informational booklet are informational charts about what happens if your pet chokes, or CPR, or also food lists that are toxic for dogs. This just kind of gives me peace of mind more so than it helps them, but it's just kind of like just in case, because I feel like not enough people know how to do the Heimlich maneuver or CPR on their pups to save their lives. So I like to get these, or just print out these little charts for them so that they have them on hand for, you know, emergency purposes. The last thing that I really put in the packet is just kind of more of a detailed description about feeding time, playtime, whenever they go on walks, what different treats are. We generally send 2 types of treats with Koda when he goes and stays away. We, you know, have his training treats, so if they want to do tricks or, you know, stuff like that, they have this available. But also, before Koda goes to bed every night, we give him kind of like a dessert treat. And this is just like a larger, sweet kind of ending to his day, but also it kind of gives him, since we've done it since he's a puppy, he knows that now we are going to bed, it's time to settle down, no more playing, you know, just go to your bed and go to sleep, and it works like a charm. But, you know, somebody who's watching him who may not know that will find out in this kind of packet that, you know, when we give him certain treats and how we give them certain treats, and that way too he's not just getting random treats throughout the day, more so than what he normally would get. And once again, I just kind of do, like, you know, on the second page, it's just more information about his harness, his bathroom breaks, when he goes, when they leave the house, what like the proper procedure is for Koda. Next thing I like to add, this is kind of big, but it kind of just makes sense, is a suitcase. Yes, my dog has his own suitcase. We use a suitcase just to kind of house everything for easy transport, because his family is actually coming to take us to the airport, and they're coming back and picking up Koda and then going back home, because Koda is kind of in the middle of their house and the airport, so it just makes sense to kind of pick them up on their way home. So this just kind of makes it easy. All they have to do is get Koda, grab the bag, grab the box, and they're gone. They're, you know, it's just easy access. They don't have to worry about missing anything, because I'll already have had this pre-packed and ready to go. But also it makes it easier to kind of contain all of his items, so when he's at their house, you know, Koda's stuff isn't just like random places everywhere. This has become super handy, and I never thought I would say my dog has his own suitcase, but my dog has his own suitcase. The last and final tip that I have for you, especially if your dog suffers from anxiety, is getting a blanket and not washing it. So this is going to be the blanket that you leave out for, you know, like a week or whatever, kind of have it, you know, like scent of the house and scent of him. That way whenever he goes to a place, or to, you know, wherever they're staying at, they have the scent of home. So especially when he's feeling really anxious or really upset, he can go and cuddle with this blanket, which he has done several times before when we have left him with somebody. He just loves to curl up with it because it reminds him of us and reminds him of home. So that is definitely a big tip for me that has definitely helped Koda be more comfortable whenever he's gone, is make sure you don't wash the blankets before you leave, and give him fresh blankets, or your pup fresh blankets. That way they have the scent of home with them. But yeah, so I think that's everything that I have to cover for packing for pup. I hope this video helped you. As always, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye guys!